Well, hello out there. How are we all today? You have to excuse the mess I am in. My hair is actually starting to grow out of its little haircut sort of stage where the design of it is just all, how you doing, sister? But anyway, these glasses are good, not for actually seeing as well, but also for doing that. It's a habit you get into, isn't it? So, where to begin, I wonder? Well, today is an absolutely bloody beauty of a day. Just have a go at that sky. I don't think you can get any bluer than that. Can you, Bams? No, you can't. You gonna say hello to your fans? Hello to all my fans out there. Hello, hello. You've been a bit smelly like a dog lately, haven't you? Yes, yeah, but that's okay because you're a doggy. You're a doggy. It's a dog goddamn world. Okay, there you go. Do you like her jacket that she's got on? Born to be wild. And underneath that, she's got an Adidas little singlet thing. We always put clothes on her because since she was a little pup, she's always been cold. So, especially with her haircuts, so we do tend to put clothes on her more than often actually. So, just excuse me while I have a sip of my coffee. I got a coffee machine for Christmas. And it's not a coffee machine that you stick those little capsules into. It's one that you actually make coffee with. You've got it, you put it in this little thing, you flatten it down, like the one that the baristas have at the cafes. Excuse me. Coffee. I tell you what's good also, and I think they come very much recommended. Metal straws. Cardboard straws are just as good, but I do drink a lot out of this. And because it's not only healthy, but also because I do have things like this bag on to make sure that the urine is draining from my system. Maybe I should tell you guys about that little scenario while I've got you here. That might be a good idea. So, I'll start with, when did it start? Maybe a few months, 4 months back. No, possibly even longer than that, 6 months, because what was happening is it gradually got to the stage where I was only peeing once or even twice a day. My friend came up from Sydney, one of my sisters, and I was with her and she commented on, you haven't been to the toilet. Why? Don't need to. She goes, is that normal? Oh, I thought, well, as long as your body is actually working, why wouldn't it be normal? So I never thought of it again since. Until one day, pardon me, I finally realised that for what I was drinking, 2.5 to 3 litres a day, now this is in summer, mind you, not winter, but even winter here, I do tend to keep the fluids up. It's not good drinking that much and not being able to pee as much. So the thing that got me was, where the hell was this all going to? Because it's all right, Bams, it's okay. It's all right, it's okay. So, yeah, and I questioned the doctor about this and she finally sent me along to have a urology gyno appointment. So I went to that. Oopsie daisies. Everyone finds what on YouTube ever since my bariatric surgery, though I do a lot more. Do you want to come sit in the window? Near the front door? No, she doesn't. That's new. She's been loving, actually, sitting by the door on a little bed there and watching people walk by. But she's been barking a bit. And yes, it's normal for a dog to bark, but not as constantly as she does. Man, If you've got a son out there, does his room look like this? Unbloody believable, I tell ya. And because of my persistent pain, it's very rare for me to actually do anything domestically around the house. I've actually looked into the NDIS to help out with things like that. But I don't know whether I need that NDIS. I can get that through any private domestic sort of... Anyway, I'll follow it up. But if you know more about it, let me know in the comments. So, where was I? What was I even talking about? Gee whiz. Honestly, sometimes brain dead. But that is called... The word was right there, but now it's not. It's because of the lyrica. Lyrica actually affects your ability to remember, and also it affects your ability to... There's a cup of coffee there and a straw, but you can't think of the words that you want to say, and what you want to say is, I'm drinking my coffee, or I'm going to drink my coffee now that I've picked it up. Anyway, I don't know what I was talking about. Excuse me for a moment. Just trying to think. You can clearly see how the medication, the opioids in particular, and the Lyrica affect my mental well-being, and also help the ability to, well, it disables the ability to remember things. But anyway, I will figure out what we got to, and I'll go on then from there. But yes, so persistent pain, it's a horrible thing. It's a bloody terrible thing. You know, I gave birth vaginally to a almost 12-pound baby 25 years ago. And she was actually a forceps delivery. She ended up with Erb's palsy, shoulder dystocia. I'll talk about that another day. But because she was so big, I ripped and tore everywhere. I had 32 internal stitches, and I can't remember how much I had externally. But the moral of this tale is that if I knew my persistent pain was going to start at the beginning of my contractions and to the birth of my child, so be it, so be it. But unfortunately, that's not the case, and it never will be. So in the interim, we're left to suffer. Yep, and I do say suffer, because persistent pain is... Do you know what? I would not recommend it on my worst enemy, never. And I only have one person in my life that I hate, and she is far, far away, thank goodness. But yes, so it's horrid. So I'm unable to do a lot around the house now, and I'm starting to notice that the house is getting dirtier and dirtier, and it's a brand new place. When we purchased, it was only, 3 years old. This was one of the first houses I built in this estate. So, and everything's still under warranty, so a couple of things are broken and we've had them fixed. But the moral of this story is my health and how it's affected my ability and my activities of daily, living. So it's very unfortunate. I was just watching Bambi walk out of the room, actually, wondering where she's going to, and I bet you any money it's to the front door. We'll check, hey? But I'll keep talking, because that way I won't forget what I've spoken about. So, yep, told you. There she is, right there. Whoops, where's my finger? Oh, there she is. Oh, she's on the other side now. All right, I'll let you sit in the front door. Yes, I'll let you do that. There you go. No barking though. Here, sit on your bed. On your bed. Hey, get on your bed. In summer I don't mind so much, but in winter you're not going to sit on your bed. You're not going to sit on the cold floor. No, you're not going to sit on the cold floor. No, Do you want your teddy bear too? Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear's gonna watch too, okay? Mr. Bear's gonna keep watch over you, watch over you. Fix your ear. All right, look out the door. Look out the door. Good girl. Believe it or not, there's been a spate of burglaries in my area, and not just burglaries. People have broken into houses and they've been taking dogs and using the dogs as ransom for their return. Not only do I don't want Bambi to actually get taken, it'd be a terrible situation, I can tell you that. So, yes, so housework is sort of out of bounds for me. And I used to be quite OCD about doing housework, but now it's more like I look at it and I say to myself in my head, how am I going to do this? How? You know, I've got family members that say to me, yes, just ask for the help, just ask for the help. It's all good and well, but they don't quite understand that they're walking over dirty floors. Their toilet isn't exactly clean enough. I wouldn't sit on it, but it is now. Don't get me wrong, it is now. So it's hard. I keep looking at myself and I should be looking at the little camera thing, but anyway. So it's very difficult. Keeping up with housework is very difficult. And when the cleaners do come in, let's say, for example, it takes them an hour. They only do dusting, vacuuming, and cleaning at the bathrooms. I mean, they do a lot of other things like, you know, prepare meals for you and put them in the freezer or whatever you might want to do. They do all that for you. But it's keeping up with it all, and it makes me tired just thinking about it and frustrated because, well, my husband, he works, yes. He doesn't really participate in a lot of stuff that I do. I can't drive myself anymore to any of my doctor's appointments because of two reasons. My Tarjan has now gone up to 60/30. And the second reason, a big factor, is my sugar drops to below 5 at least 2 to 3 times a day. I have been in contact with the dietitian at the metabolic clinic, at the PAH, for those of you who know Brisbane. And she's recommended that I eat less, my main meals be less, but my afternoon and morning teas be a little bit too as well. So I'm eating basically 6 meals a day. So breakfast, morning tea, lunch, afternoon tea, dinner, and then supper. It's basically what a diabetic eats anyway, 6 small portions of meals a day. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm going to have a food diary, and with that, just got to plug my charger in, I just got a low battery reading, and the food journal, diary, I'll be able to show her and she can assess it from there. So otherwise, what the doctors want to do is admit me to hospital and do some tests on me to figure out why my sugars are. Now, I've spoken to my surgeon, to the endocrinologist, psychologist, dietitian, and more at the metabolic clinic, because as a program it's holistic. So if you have the operation, you've also got to attend these other appointments prior to it even happening, and at least for a year, and then afterwards, because it took me 2 years to get into this program, and then afterwards you have to maintain. And it's great they give you that support, because I don't know whether you get that in the private sector going privately. My friend's daughter went privately and she never had the follow-up that I actually get. So that's a shame. So with that said, if by chance my sugars are still dropping below, let's say 4, because I start to feel hypos at around about 4. And for those of you who don't understand type 2 diabetes, your pancreas produces insulin, which basically takes the sugar away that you eat, which is in everything, because your body reverts it into a glucose through the bloodstream. Anyway, so see what I mean? Brain fog. So anyway, so your body, anyway, so sorry, lost my train of thought there. So diabetes type 2. See what I mean? It's not easy on this medication. It drives me insane because I just can't run from day to day. It's so frustrating. I could be talking on the phone to my friend, my sister actually, and I forget what I was going to say. So we go into something else, and then later on I remember what I was going to say. I'll tell you, I'm so tired for feeling this way. I'm over it. The sooner I get off these opioids, the better I'm going to be. The better. So, oh dear me, I tell you. So type 2 diabetes, everything turns into sugar. That's right. You can't drive a vehicle if your sugar is 5 and under. If it's 5 and above, that's fine. But if it's 5 and below, you have to sort of eat something to make your glucose levels go up a bit in your blood. But you want to try and maintain a sugar level between 5 and 8. And that just happens normally for people who don't have or haven't been diagnosed with diabetes. So I do believe that I do have type 1 because I've had it for some time. It's just, it hasn't been picked up any earlier. So I do think I've got type 1, but I'm being treated for type 2. So yes, I think that's what I was saying about diabetes. I've had a toe off, and a lot of people saying, was that because of your diabetes? And it wasn't so much for my diabetes. What it actually was, my body was finding it hard to fight off bacteria and viruses in the body. So eventually, after at least a year of trying to get it better, the surgeon said to me, do you want it off now, or do you want to come back in 2 weeks and get it off? And I said, well, I'll have it off now, thanks. So, and I've never looked back, to be honest with you. Any surgeries that I have had, I've never looked back on. I've never regretted them. I've loved them. Same with the bariatric bypass. I am so fortunate that I had the option of having the operation. I'll try and include some really old photos at the end of my vlog just to show you what I was like. So, and you can really see it around the face. My face was really round, and I mean, I don't know whether I'll ever get rid of this, but ever got that. It looks like something familiar if you're a girl, and cover that up and, you know. But anyway, have some more coffee, Bettina. I love coffee, but I've been drinking so much Earl Grey tea at the moment. Well, I think that story time is over. But one more thing before I do go. Persistent pain is obviously when you've had something long term. It used to be called chronic pain, but it's now called persistent pain. I do work with the IPPC, which is the pain centre, and with that said, they holistically also look at treating you. So I'm just going to check on Bambi because I just heard a bit of a noise there. She's fine. She's fine. Fine and dandy. There she is. There she is there. Hello, Mimi. Hello, Mama. Hello, Mama. I don't know why her mother actually calls her Mama, but it's cute. It sounds cute coming from her. I'm now talking to my daughter again. She came in and she did apologise for her actions. She was a bit frustrated, and to be honest with you, I don't blame her for being frustrated with her dad, because I don't know why he just doesn't show his kids the love he should. You know, he believes in hard love. But where is it going to get you? You know, like he thinks I'm too soft on my kids, but 25-year-old is not a kid, and the 12-year-old, well, he's got a mind of his own anyway. It's difficult. It's difficult to be the person in the middle. I was hoping my neighbours were going to sing. They sing every Saturday, and oh my God, it's so beautiful to hear. The girl has a fantastic voice, and in fact, I'd probably recommend that she goes on that Voice Australia. So anyway, going back to how their father treats them, he treats them with hard love. There is another name for it. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. So anyway, and I know my kids need to do more around the house. Yes, they do, and we all know that. But why go to bed one day, wake up the next day, and have the shit still from something that happened yesterday? I'm a strong believer of what happened yesterday stays with yesterday. It's not today. It's a new day. And my kids know this, and I've tried to drum this into them, which is why Lauren approached me. And I praise her for that, because it's a hard thing to do when you know that you're in the wrong. You approach someone, and believe it or not, just for her approaching me means the world to me. I love my kids, and I'm going to miss Lauren when she does move out of home, because she is 25, but she'll eventually move out onto her own again. And as for Poasa, well, things will move on too with him. So I don't know what else to chat about this morning. I'm going to try and get this vlog up as well, and I want to just go through my photos to show you. So I'll leave you all be and let you look at my that was me and this is me now photos, and I'll catch you another time. So it's bye for now.